Welcome back to 10 Days to Your Most Authentic Self. Today we're going to talk about what alignment actually is and how to sort of really feel into alignment. Like when you're in it, what does it feel like? How do you know? So my experience of alignment is this mind, body, soul agreeance on whatever it is that I'm in at the time. So if I am in a situation where my heart is asking me to put myself out there and my mind, I've gotten past all the limiting beliefs that make me think that I can't, and now I know that I can, I'm just scared, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. So then I mentally commit to putting myself out there in the world, and then I act on it, which is kind of more like the body aspect, right? So it's like, let's just say my heart was my soul saying, hey, I've got this calling to put myself out there and to express my authentic frequency far and wide, make a positive change in the world, share my story, connect with people, that kind of thing. My heart's like yearning for that, okay? And so that's my soul being like, hey, do this. This would be great if you did this. Like, you should totally do that. You know, when you were a little kid, you always saw yourself as some kind of like actor or performer or a writer or something. Like, you know, you had these visions of yourself and you're always kind of putting yourself in a position where you could be on a stage or dance in front of the family in the lounge room. Like, it's almost like your heart and soul are like, they've been kind of going at this since you were a little kid, you know, put yourself out there, put yourself out there, put yourself out there. And then the mind has been like, you know, keeping you small because when you were little, maybe you were told to shut up or something, or you were excited and expressing yourself and someone, you know, told you to sit down and be quiet, or made you feel small for it or embarrassed or whatever. And so then you're like, okay, I don't want to put myself out there. That's, you know, it's terrifying being seen. I would like to just blend in with everyone else and protect myself and not make too big of a splash or anything, just in case people are mad and yell at me or whatever. And so then, you know, eventually you're working on your mindset and you're like, hey, I want to be a limitless person. I want to be the potential to be anything and everything. So obviously I'm going to do things that, you know, expand my comfort zone. The more you expand your comfort zone, the more you realize that you are safe in the world and you can handle anything. And so then you go, okay, like, even though it makes me nervous, I think I really am going to put myself out there. I feel like I've wanted to do this my whole life. And then you could procrastinate. Right? All this like self-sabotage is a really sneaky thing. So that fear, like, you might commit to it, but the fear will still do whatever it can to stop you from actually doing it in an unconscious way. So self-sabotage is typically unconscious, that you then become conscious of and go, I'm not going to let myself do that. So you might be self-sabotaging and saying like, oh, I am too tired to put myself out there today. I'm too busy right now. I gotta wait till a better time. I'm gonna wait till I'm in, like, I can afford a studio. I'm gonna wait till whatever, but I am gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell people that I'm gonna do it, but I just have to wait for all these other things first. When in reality, like, you don't actually have to wait for shit. You can just stick your phone against a window and start yapping and put yourself out there. Like, you don't have to wait for anything. And you can start at any point, right? So it's like, if you notice yourself having all these excuses about the thing, then it's like, okay, if I keep hearing myself putting this off, I'm going to bet that this is actually self-sabotage for fear, through, you know, to protect myself. And I'm going to just take action and do it because the action feels aligned, right? Like, you've had this calling your whole life to put yourself out there. You've gone through enough things. You've been doing your personal development journey. You understand how to gather wisdom from your experiences. You understand that when you're going through something, the people that are only a couple of steps behind you need to hear it. So that, you know, you want to put yourself out there and speak it so they can find it. That kind of thing. And then, you know, you commit. You go, I'm doing it. And you're either going to do it now, or you're going to do it tomorrow morning, or you're going to set a calendar date next week and you're going to fucking do it. Whatever it is, whether you want to start a podcast or you want to start sharing on social media or whatever it is, even if it's not in that realm and you're just anything that you want to be in alignment about, which is basically your entire life. But you practice getting into alignment with different particular parts of your life, just one at a time. And then eventually the whole thing just goes and clicks and docks into place. So yeah, when you take the action, then you are mind, body, soul in alignment. Then things really fucking shift gear, right? When you get into alignment, things just start to speed up a little bit and get easier. It's almost like you're floating in a river and then you're starting to move almost like down a current, and you're just floating on your back and you're completely safe and you're like, okay, this is awesome. I don't even need to know where I'm going. The river's just carrying me because, you've stepped out of your comfort zone. You're doing something you've never done before or whatever. Or maybe you have, but it's been a long time and you still feel very out of your comfort zone and like you don't know how to control the situation, but you're not meant to, you're meant to surrender. So you're like, okay, I'm just fucking doing it. Your mind, body, soul floating down this river. There's momentum. It's easier. The inspiration comes through easier. The choices that you need to make are clearer. They may not be easier, but they're clearer. And the actions that you want to take, sometimes you'll take a step and you'll be like, oh, actually, that's not what I want to do. But you'll be like, that's fine, I'm going to pivot. And then you'll take a step and be like, this is what I want to do. And then the next thing will come onto your path and you'll do whatever and you'll pivot. And so being in alignment with something is this constant dance with the universe, this constant feedback loop between action and choice. So you're going to take an action, observe the outcome of that action, and then make the next choice. And that next choice is the next action that you're going to take. And then you observe the outcome. And so when I'm saying observe the outcome, you could spend a week not taking any actions, for example, and just integrate all the things that you just learnt, all the things that you just went through, whatever, understand them in your body, rest up, whatever. Think to yourself, I'm setting the intention to find the next sort of like step that I want to take. And then just allow yourself some space. Don't be on your phone too much. Don't be too social. Just you can obviously do those things, but carve out time to like sit and meditate or just sit and think, sit and journal, that kind of thing. Allow yourself to have thoughts that are your own, that are not coming into your brain from someone else's head, okay? And then you'll know what the next steps are and the next steps. Sometimes you don't even know what fucking step to take, but you feel like you need to take a step, and then you could take a step to get more clarity, or you could just guess and take any step because then you're finding more clarity through taking the steps, okay? So it's like you don't want to take unnecessary action if it doesn't feel aligned because you're scrambling and you're just trying to start 1,000 different things because you don't know what to do or whatever. Like keep your focus in the same direction. I want to put myself out there. I want to put myself out there. I'm going to try things in that direction. And then you can try a bunch of different things, but you're still going down the same river. So, so basically, alignment is when your thoughts, feelings, and actions are going in the same direction, okay? So let's just say your actions, let's just say you're like, okay, I want to make a bunch of money, I want to sell a course, I want to help a lot of people, and I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And you're taking those actions. If your thoughts are like, you suck, you piece of shit, you keep fucking this up, you're never going to make it, no one's ever going to buy it, la la la, no one cares, who do you think you are? Like if those are your thoughts, it's going to be almost like you're in a tug of war with yourself. Like you're trying to climb up a hill and push yourself down the hill all at the same time. You can burn out doing that. Literally your thoughts take up so much of your energy, it's not even funny. So if your thoughts are churning along, being mean to you and self-doubt and all those things, and you're allowing that and you're not stopping that and you're being self-critical, you look in the mirror and you're mean to yourself, you say mean things about yourself out loud, that kind of shit. If you're allowing that, but you're also hustling, you're going to burn out. But if you are going, okay, it's important to me that my thoughts align with the actions that I'm taking, then I'm going to be mindful of my thoughts. I'm going to stop negative thoughts in their track. I am no longer going to say mean things about myself. When I'm being really harsh on myself and ruminating too much and looking for problems too much, then I'm going to stop that. I'm going to drop it and I'm going to think something nice. I'm going to think of something that I'm genuinely grateful for. I'm going to thank myself for always showing up for myself my entire life. Thank myself for all the things that I've done to keep myself going. Reflect on things like that. Change your mental patterns. Start to really be conscious of how you think and make sure that your thoughts are in alignment with the actions that you're taking. If you want to be seen by a lot of people and you want to get out in the world and connect with a lot of people and you want to go on your authenticity journey, then your thoughts are going to need to be in alignment with that. Your thoughts are going to need to be, I am worthy of being seen. I am able to take these actions. It is safe for me to put myself out there. I can be authentic and open with people and be magnetic and allow myself to shine bright. Align the thoughts with the actions and the feelings. So this is a beautiful aspect of it. The feeling in your body has to align with those two things as well. So this is kind of where your nervous system comes in and your emotions. Your nervous system, if it believes it's deeply unsafe for you to be seen in your authentic state, then your nervous system, like anytime you put yourself in even just a thought about, okay, I'm going to put a video online, your nervous system's going to be like, no, 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 so unsafe, danger. You know, one time you were rejected, and if you get rejected from the crowd, then you're probably going to die, because our ancient survival mechanisms are basically built to, you know, we have FOMO as a survival mechanism. We have this desire to be loved and accepted, and a fear of rejection as a survival mechanism, and it's very, very, very strong within us. It doesn't mean that you have to live by it, but it's very present. So if you feel unsafe being seen in your authentic state, then of course your nervous system's going to be like alert, 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 and you might feel anxious, you might feel tense, you might like speak in a way that you want to be really small, or you might just feel incredibly tired all of a sudden. That's another thing that happens a lot. If you're like, okay, I'm going to do a big bold step and put myself out there, and then you can just get exhausted. And it's because you're thinking about like climbing a mountain basically. And you're like, oh my God, I'm too tired to even begin. So you got to like take little steps to expand yourself, expand your comfort zone around being seen. I did this by just sharing like on Instagram. I didn't give a fuck if anyone liked it or saw it or thought it was weird or anything. I was on my own experiment of putting myself out there online. So I have this sweaty condition. It's called hyperhidrosis. So my sweat glands are overactive. And basically, on a more spiritual level, I'm a very, 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 very high energy, big energy being with a lot of power. And I express it as much as I can. I create constantly. But it's literally always escaping through me in one way or another. Anyway, so I shared videos of my hands and feet like dripping with sweat. And that has been something that's been very, very, very much a soft spot for me my entire life. I have always felt so much shame around it, so embarrassed about it, so disconnected from people, because I just want to touch everyone and be like loving and, you know, connecty like that. I love physical touch, and yet my whole life I've kept myself like away from it. And I was like, wow, I'm going to let people see this side of me. Like I've always hidden it. I went whole relationships in my early 20s where I didn't even fucking tell them that I had this. And like, I don't know how I did that. It's so funny. Anyway, so I've come a long way with that. I don't feel those ways anymore. But back when I was still feeling very much like that, I shared a couple of videos about it, a couple on Instagram and TikTok. And I've spoken about it in the podcast and stuff like that. I allowed myself to be seen in public with this kind of thing more. I stopped hiding it from people so much. And that's been a really big part of my, you know, authenticity journey, arriving in alignment with my authentic frequency, my actions and my thoughts and my feelings, all in alignment with being me, with self-acceptance, with self-love, with allowing myself to be seen exactly as I am right now, not needing to work on myself, that kind of thing. So, you know, you can practice these little things to get better at expanding your comfort zone and, you know, starting to feel safe being seen. You can start sharing little just like thoughts that you're having online. Even if you don't want to do videos at first, you could make a little swipe post. You can go on Canva and type some thoughts out. And, you know, it doesn't matter if people don't like it or see it. Like, put it out there, but you're not doing it hoping that someone echoes back yet. So initially, in the authenticity journey, especially if you're on the journey where you're coupling authenticity and putting yourself out into the world, because honestly, like, being in your most aligned, authentic frequency, you're going to be seen. You're going to be bright. You're going to be magnetic. So it's like, get used to it. You know, you may as well. You're releasing resistance here by practicing it. So you're not putting yourself out there online to try and get a feedback from people yet. Okay, when it's early on in the journey, like maybe a couple of people will like your stuff or whatever. But if you get like 2 likes on something or 5 likes on something, it doesn't fucking matter. I swear to God, it does not matter. That's not your priority. It doesn't mean that you're a piece of shit. It doesn't mean no one cares. None of that. What's happening is this is just practice ground for you. You're in like your own little boot camp. We're not caring about what anyone is thinking about any of it. You are on your own fucking spiritual journey here, and literally what anyone else thinks and what they're doing has nothing to do with it yet. You're just expanding your comfort zone, regulating your nervous system, being seen, feeling the vulnerability hangover, and then regulating. Feeling the vulnerability hangover, regulating. You know what I mean? And you do it more and more and more, bite-sized chunks. And this expands your comfort zone. It relaxes your nervous system. You start to be able to tell yourself that you're safe, that you can do this and it's going to be okay. And then when that's happening, when your nervous system feels safe and you're taking the actions and you're putting yourself out there more and more and more, you find you have more energy because your nervous system, your body aspect is not saying no. It's not trying to hold you back. You're getting your body now to vibrate more with the same energy frequency as your soul, okay? So by putting yourself out there, by loving yourself, accepting yourself, all that, your soul and your body are starting to vibrate at the same frequency, all right? Which is amazing. It really helps you level up your frequencies. I swear to fucking God, if you're on a spiritual journey, this putting yourself out there and trying to step into your authenticity more and more and more and more and more and regulating and aligning with your soul, you level up and ascend in your journey and you become so fucking clear, so clear. Oh my God, just like entirely psychic about everything. All your senses just locked on. It's amazing. Amazing. Anyway, so where were we? Can't remember. Anyway, you're going to eventually, there will be feedback, right? So you'll put something out online and a bunch of people are going to comment and like it and message you about it and stuff like that. That stuff will come when you feel safer. Okay, so at first, if you're getting fuck all likes and stuff like that, it's because you still feel scared. It's because your nervous system doesn't feel safe with it just yet, or you feel unworthy still, whatever. And don't punish yourself if you get lower views one day, whatever, don't be like, oh no, I'm fucking it up in my journey. I must have done something wrong. None of that. Everything is exactly as it's meant to be. You are in the perfect place at the perfect time. But the more safe you feel being seen, the more unapologetically you that you are, the more confident you are that you can fucking say whatever you want and you're going to be okay, the more your energy is found by others, the more bright you shine, the more widely your energy will move throughout the world and connect with people. And that's when you start showing up and people start really connecting with you. And then the algorithm's like, oh, people like listening to this person. We're going to keep putting it out there, that kind of thing. So hopefully that was helpful. Good luck on your authenticity journey for sure, and on your alignment journey. Now, I have a course that I'm launching at the end of this series. So check out the show notes, get yourself on the wait list. Basically, the course is for you to start a podcast, and I'm taking you through this journey of the mindset side of it, and then also how to actually launch and like record and do all, set up the podcast will be in there as well. But I really honestly feel like the most important juice is the mindset, the energy, everything in there, because I have taken what I've learned in this 100 episodes of Esther's Universe so far, using it as a spiritual journey that I've been alchemizing along the way to use this wisdom to give to you at this very point in time. I've got all that wisdom and I put it in a course, and it's a 10-day course. You can do it at self-paced, so you don't have to do it in 10 days. You can take as long as you like, but you can do it in 10 days. And the first 1,000 people to buy the course get it 50% off. And then after that, it's going to be back up to full price. So you want to be in the wait list to get the early bird email when I launch. And depending on when you're listening to this, it might already be live. See you tomorrow for the next episode in this series of 10 Days to Your Most Authentic Self. Thank you for listening. Please rate the show, like the show, make a comment on it, do something, share it, interact with me somewhere. Join me on Instagram, Esther's_universe. I'd love to see more of you all around everywhere. Thank you so much. Bye.